Hey guys, it's fellow Clorinde 50/50 loser here, and in this video I farmed as many primos as I could to try to get Clorinde. I speedran quests, explored, completed furniture sets. I played through 10 character story quests in a day. Yes, Mindbreak is included in the tags of this video, and if you want to know if I got Clorinde or not, stick around till the end to find out. First off, I wanted to do this commission before I forgot, since it's related to an achievement which is like 15 commissions long. That's an exaggeration, of course, it's more like 37. Next, I decided to just rip the band-aid right off. It was time to do Abyss.
Let me read you a verse. Know my sword.
By the way, I forgot to show how many primos I currently have. I've got 145 right now, so I guess subtract 10 for the commission if you really care about the real starting point for this video. Also, I'm at 34 pity. After getting back into the Abyss and not failing floor 11, you didn't see that, I finally reached floor 12. Apparently this Abyss rotation was a little harder, and I was curious as to why. Did I properly look at the enemy lineups though? Maybe not properly enough. Did it matter? It almost did. I almost forgot they buffed the rewards from 600 to 800 primos, so that was a little nice bonus. After finishing the Abyss, it was time to do the War Games event.
We did it!
Now, I'm a veteran strategy games player who's read The Art of War and Sax's Queen in every other chess game.
I'm such a goblin.
Which means I had the perfect strat for this. Sun Tzu. After collecting the event rewards as well as my commissions, I decided to do Kaya's hangout.
Bazinga.
And while this hangout took about an hour, I feel like I blacked out and all I remember is walking in the slow lane. It happened twice. People simping over Kaya, Klee being in timeout again,
When is Kaya coming back?
and this exhibitionist.
Did they have a weird fetish or something?
Next, while only getting distracted once, I quickly finished the Chili Con Cloudy Comfy Coral Clarity quest since I was basically done already. How convenient. Right after was the Villains quest. I'm a KDA fan, and just like playing League of Legends, this quest felt like a Psychosis trip. Like, never mind their code names, these guys are part of a group called Fruity Order Operatives. This one's called Both Brains and Brawn, two things I dearly lack, and it took me back to the Fortress of Maripede.
You going to jail?
I didn't even get a minute into the quest before getting distracted and picking up another one. But that's for later.
I have high hopes for this journey.
Why does she look so embarrassed by him? Moving on to the next quest, Scenes from Life in Maripede. I was forced to add the Art of Negotiation to my finished readings. Using the negotiation skills I gained from the book, also known as gaslighting, I became the most annoying person anyone has ever talked to by becoming an NPC and defaulting to one response. Using it against Paimon is fine though. Up next was another quest within the same series, Every Debt Has a Creditor. I can't remember what this quest was about, but I do remember being stun-locked on the map for like 5 seconds.
I hate navigating this place.
Another within the same quest series, Visible Hands, as opposed to Invisible Hands. These Scenes from Life quests were all relatively short. I mean, I did like 3 of them in 10 minutes, so I was itching to find another one. I instead ended up starting the quest Impromptu Dawn of the Crimson Dawn. I instead ended up starting the quest Impromptu Poem of the Crimson Dawn, which surprisingly only took 5 minutes. Late Coming Homecoming, where I had to find a guy called Gustino?
Close enough.
Listen, buddy, I know you're in mortal danger and all that, but I got priorities. 5 minutes later and another quest done had me checking the reputation board since I ran out of quests in my log that gave immediate primos upon completion. But then I got a quest anyway, so go figure. After spending 2 minutes helping out the decrepit senile and Leroy dying Flash, I went back to check my reputation. After picking a quest from the quest board like I'm some adventurer in an isekai, wait a minute, that's exactly what I am, I got distracted. But not for long as I finally made it to the starting point of the quest. Do I even want to ask?
Help me.
After talking to Tweedledee and Tweedledick along with some more riveting Mouse 1 gameplay, I completed the quest. And there was actually a follow-up. Apparently, Henry wants 7 cores.
7?
Oh god damn it.
Hello guys, and welcome back to my channel.
Already got, nope, finally, already got, and here's the final one. Henry! Thanks, Henry. When I headed back to the city to check for more reputation quests, Leroy Firing Squad appeared.
How many times do we have to teach you this lesson, old man?
So after once again volunteering at the retirement home, I continued to look through the quest board. PETA, I swear this isn't what it looks like. Me and Euphoria here are like best buds at this point. The next quest I chose, the 3 primary colors of the solar coronavirus, had me going to the Mercy Village. Wow, I haven't been here since 2 minutes ago. Yeah, it was just a bunch of Mouse 1 gaming. When I headed back to the city and got bombarded with another Leroy quest, I found a guy that looked oddly familiar. Hey, euphemism, I'm back! I ended up choosing the quest where it's so easy, and at this point I was just going back and forth between the city and the Marcy village, and the NPC wasn't here. I was heading back to my friend Euphonium when, you guessed it, surprise McCree jump scare. Calm down, child. I actually spent like 3 minutes running around before finally finding the NPC. My brain was definitely fried at this point. I was trying to find a quest in the area that I might have already done and found a puzzle instead. Here's the thing though. That first sentence was noted down during the recording, and looking at my script 2 weeks later, I got no clue what the hell I was looking for. Remember when I was helping that decrepit senile old man with dementia? Well, this is like part 5 of this quest chain, and now it's a crime drama. After quickly but not too quickly finishing 2 more Leroy Jenkins quests, I decided to stop here for the day since I was tired and it was late. But, as I was only at 2,669 primos, not nearly enough to guarantee Clorinde, this meant that day 2 was gonna be rough. It's time to rise and grind! Day 2 began with collecting my check-in rewards. As per usual, gotta do the one achievement-related commission. I also wanted to quickly do my reputation weeklies since I was pretty close to reputation level 9, which meant I could unlock the Fontaine treasure compass. And after getting to reputation 9, and blindly scrolling through the crafting menu, I finally realized I was supposed to go to the forge instead. I went searching for any part of the quest in search of lost time that I hadn't done yet, and I found it. Surprisingly. I don't know, maybe Dory was gonna be there and tell me I got scammed or something. Wouldn't be the first time.
First, I mark up the price by 30%, and then I offer a 20% discount. More for me, and the customers still feel like they're getting a bargain. Now that's what I call a win-win.
After completing this part of the quest, I somehow didn't see the precious chest that appeared literally right next to me, only to have the treasure compass point back at it like it was saying, "Are you dumb?" I found myself heading to the Fontaine Research Institute, which didn't really bring back any pleasant memories. But now that I got my grubby little hands on a treasure compass, you know what that means. Distraction overload! Oh. Continuing with the quest, I got a free luxurious chest, then chased down the Fatui. It was this late into the recording that I realized this could almost double as an achievement grinding session, except probably 100% less productive. I know it's a bit late for me to ask, and I may have just skimmed past his name in the text, but who's Leroy? Oh, they killed him. Okay, I wasn't really expecting to get kinda sad at some random side quest that I was speedrunning, but here we are. And now I was also finally able to follow this treasure map. And the only thing heavier than this text, RD, after collecting the precious chest the map led me to, and collecting my commissions, you knew exactly where I was gonna end up again. I helped Ervil with his failing get-rich-quick scheme in the quest wish-fulfilling treasure hunt, found a random precious chest, and magically appeared back at the reputation quest board like an Alzheimer's patient appearing back at their childhood home in the suburbs of Fredericton, New Brunswick. The quest I'm about to do is called An Expected Plan, which, quite unlike my birth, as well as Shanyon dying because the dialogue cutscene started while I was midair. Where was I going with this again? Knacker? I was knackered once. But not right now, I was running laps around this guy like a track-ridden Sonic. Please hurry up. Okay, but seriously, I gotta ask. What was the point in pulling me out of the dialogue scene only to make me walk 2 feet forward? Knacker? I was knackered once. He's alive? Oh, that's some bullshit. I finished the quest which gave me some primos and 2 achievements, one of which I didn't even notice I got. I'm looking at you, buddy. Scenes from Life in Maripede is back, and I'll be honest, I had no idea what I was doing with these speakers.
But if you think I'm going to get up here and say, cat boys are protected under the Constitution, nyah, you are sadly mistaken.
At this point, I thought it was time to do some chest hunting, which was a bit hard since most of my Fontaine exploration was in the high 80s and 90s already. And so for the next 2 hours, I was actually able to get 72 chests, 11 achievements, and 2 wishes. Or at least I think I did, I don't know, I only tried counting this once. I almost decided to show all the chests on screen at once, but if I did, I would have crashed my editing software, my computer, and probably my skull through my door. While thinking about other ways to get primogems, I thought to myself, you know what? I probably had some furniture sets left to complete.
Galvanized square steel.
That's right, it was time to play Stardew Valley. Also, for all the mining I did to craft the furniture, I didn't once think to add a Claymore character to my team to speed up the process. Don't ask me why, I don't know either.
You brought me all the way out here just to show me the food stalls. Well, this was most unnecessary. These recipes look quite elementary. One could just as easily make them in the comfort of one's own home.
I banged out a few right off the bat since I had a bunch of sets already completed but never checked on them after pulling newer characters. And so for the next hour and 40 minutes, I farmed all the furniture sets for every character I owned, which resulted in 340 primos, not including some chests I found along the way. Hey, would you look at that? Linny's finally gonna be useful for something. Ha, see you later, losers.
Careless.
Huh?
Strike inbound.
See this? See this? If Christopher Columbus had an explorer like Shanyon, I bet he would have actually made it to India.
Boop boop.
Okay, somehow I was missing iron chunks. Iron chunks?
How do it?
Sorry, Lynn, no time. After I painstakingly finished farming furnitures, I quickly did the Were It So Easy quest that I picked up an hour ago and that I did the prerequisite for the day before. Then collected my commissions. Now hold up there. I collected my commissions like 4 hours ago. What's going on here? Simply put, the time I recorded the set overlapped with daily reset. But not gonna lie, as I stared at my current primogem count, I thought this was hopeless. I did almost all the quests that gave primos, a lot of my exploration was done, I caught up on furniture sets, there wasn't really much else I could do other than the character story quests, as well as Lynette's hangout. And at most, I was gonna be able to scrape together 30 pulls total, which would still put me 11 under soft pity. That being said, my bed called. It misses me. Good night. Day 3 was a bit weird. I actually had to record this a couple days after day 2 since I was busy and couldn't do it the day in between. Here's proof that I didn't collect any primos in between day 2 and 3, by the way. And when I was finally able to log on and start recording, there was a surprise waiting for me. A new event. A short event. Which meant most of the stages were already unlocked. About 10 minutes later, I obtained what was probably the freest 280 primos I've ever seen in my life. I collected my commissions, and it was time to get started with the story quests. I know speedrunning through character stories is seen as blasphemy in the Church of Lore, but... yeah, I got nothing. Oh, and spoiler warning for Farina, Linny, Neuvillette, Ridesley, Navia, Shanyon, Chiori, Arlecchino, Sino, and Clorinde story quests. I already started Farina's story quest before this challenge, so I was going to be doing that one first. Here are some highlights.
Chest? Chest!
Ooh, she called him fat. I wouldn't be laughing if I were you, Paimon. You know why, you oversized balloon? This song's great and all, but all I can think of whenever I hear this now is that duck version someone made. After Farina's story quest, I decided to do Lynette's hangout.
Meow.
She said the thing! She said the thing! Cat girls are real! I passed the vibe check in a D&D campaign where the dungeon master is illiterate, and so am I, because if I didn't have these numbers in brackets, there was no way I was gonna be able to read them. After being interrupted by a web event, bop, and laughing way too hard at this dialogue,
Me neither.
I finally reached the ending of the play that was starring but not starring Lynette. That was good, right? I think that was good. Yeah, it was good, right? It must have been good. Then that means it was good. Yeah, woohoo, alright, it was good. After Lynette's hangout was coincidentally Linny's story quest.
You're being far too...
Thanks for the
After meeting not Al Pacino and not Robert De Niro, I found a couple chests, and as I was picking up the second one, my timer bugged out.
This book's thick as a brick!
You know what else is thick as a brick? After almost 50 minutes, Linny's quest was over, and it was at this point that I realized each story quest was taking around 45 minutes to an hour. And I had 8 more to do. Next up was Neuvillette's quest, which started off a bit strange.
Thank you, Traveler. Big sis Paimon.
Oh, hell no!
After passing through the awkwardest of awkward silences, I watched as Monsieur Water Connoisseur here reviewed water from different regions, before getting to experience a political drama unfold as I explored the town of Zinc, Arkansas, in the olden days of the year 2020. That woman's name is Suave Goth. After busting it down oratory style, I was forced to go back to jail because I skipped dance class. Have I ever mentioned how much I hate navigating this place? I then witnessed a bit of tweakage, as well as an incredibly rare event.
What I really think is...
Lagasp? He speaketh? She fell asleep standing up. Can't say I haven't done that before. And finally finished Nivelette's story quest in a little over 45 minutes. Not gonna lie, I was already tired at this point, and I wasn't even halfway through. I started Wriothesley's story quest where I followed along this cult that was started with a hat. Okay, yeah, I just had to double check that was correct. Anyway, here's some highlights. Synchronized arm crossing. Wow, I wonder if they know anything.
I'll put some music on while we wait.
Music? You like jazz? My thoughts during this dialogue were literally just chest, gimme, gimme, gimme. A few chests later, and almost falling off the side of a platform, I finished Wriothesley's story quest. Next was Navia's story quest, which began with some Hoyo writer once again putting Paimon's chops on the chopping block.
Again, turn it round.
Oh, Paimon's sorry. She totally forgot that you mentioned before that she passed away during childbirth, so you probably don't remember her at all.
Like, what the f***, Paimon?
Where are Malus and Silver? Aren't they always by your side?
About that.
After I detected a chest that I totally didn't forget about, I learned throughout these story quests that the people of Fontaine really ought to work on their cardio. We also went fishing. Hey Paimon, is it another Paimon? Do you think it's another Paimon, huh?
Do you?
I was then forced to watch Navia die inside.
Callus died because of you. Malus and Silver died because of you.
Twice within the same minute.
Have you ever considered that maybe you only get respect because you're Callus and Clementine's child? That you've never done anything worthy? That you're just a big nothing?
While trying to stop the explosives, it did occur to me that using pyro here realistically should have been a bad idea. People of Fontaine, behold. Good cardio. Navia's quest? Done. The next story quest finally took me somewhere not named Fontaine, and it was here that I realized this was how they introduced Shanyun's human form. I watched two guys get rejected by Shenhe, found out Shanyun cheated in a race by riding a bike, met a granny who's just like me for real, got jump scared by Xiao, and watched Paimon do a pretty good Shanyun impression.
Story of one's newest invention, the Bang Bang Continuous Fire Mechanism.
Shanyun with a mustache and goatee. Now laugh. A couple chests later, and I was met with the cutscene animation. And, well, seeing this after watching The Road Not Taken animated short kinda hurts. And that was the end of Shanyun's story quest. The next one was Chiori's, which means we're headed back to Fontaine. As soon as I had the chance, I challenged Kirara to a TCG battle, which she immediately declined. Which means I won!
And that makes me king! See?
But then she got payback by hypnotizing me with her tails. They're kinda... they just keep... what was I saying? This image. It amuses me greatly. After watching Ganyu get Humega lulled...
Ganyu? Who's that?
And tearing up Chiori's clothes, which reminded me of one of those smash rooms. There's probably a less sus way I could have ordered that sentence. They're called rage rooms. Yeah, that makes more sense. I entered a factory, got a chest, found multiple health and safety violations, and fell into said health and safety violations. It may or may not have happened twice, but I got some workers' compensation in the form of a couple chests. I finally reached the cutscene I definitely didn't meme in the past.
We'll push it all the way out of Fontaine. What? No, that's so embarrassing.
That's not at all what she said. And finished Chiori's story quest. Arlecchino! My timer's frozen again, isn't it? This is also very amusing to me. Never thought I'd see two Fatui Harbingers discussing kids in their rebellious phases, but here we are.
Us? Distract you? A good one.
Paimon, you smooth bastard.
It takes a considerable amount of time to train a bird like this.
Arlecchino, you smoother bastard. After finally making it to the boss fight, which may have given me a bit of PTSD, and not getting one shot because the story plays on baby mode, I guess, I got an achievement, and finished Arlecchino's quest. An hour and 15 minutes? Jesus Christ, was I reading Lord of the Rings? Next up was Cyno's second story quest, which took me back to Sumeru. And, not gonna lie, I don't remember jack from Cyno's first story quest.
In that case, you should try a Valberry. I bought a valuable suggestion. Just don't bury your feelings using food.
Ha! Good one, Cyno! Fittingly, Clorinde's story quest was the final one, which meant I once again had to go through Fontainian TSA. The quest started out in the form of a very interactive D&D campaign, during which Navia tried to gaslight me into thinking RNG is the lifeblood of RPG games. Ha!
Whatever that means.
For my character, I chose Medicine and Insight. No one was curious, but I'm letting you know anyway. The D&D campaign ended up being a bit too real, but hats off to Clorinde for being an amazing DM and keeping the script going, even if we may have been in mortal danger.
It's open! Come on, let's go in! Paimon wants to see what's inside!
Ooh, me too!
I'm in this picture and I don't like it. We then committed a grave robbery, summoned our stands, and let Clorinde cosplay as Max Verstappen. Maybe the true journey was the friends we made along the way. And that was the end of my suffering. And that was the end of farming enough primos to hopefully, maybe, possibly almost get Clorinde. I know I was mostly speedrunning the story quest, but honestly, I was actually paying attention. Most of the time. And despite being really tired from playing a lot of them at once, I did genuinely enjoy them. So, real quick, I'm gonna talk about them for a bit. And yes, this is coming from the most casual of casual lore skippers. I don't really delve into that kind of stuff. Also, yes, some of these thoughts were written on different days, sometimes different weeks, so the lore of this script is confusing as fuck. Furina. I have slightly mixed feelings about this one. Was Furina's voice acting amazing? Yes. Was it nice to see her again after Fontaine Act 5? Yes. Was the ending cutscene great? Yes. I enjoyed the overarching idea of Furina getting a step closer to healing from her trauma, but it kinda irked me the way the quest went about it. Linny. This one was good. I didn't mind it. Yeah, I don't really have much else to say about it. Nivelette. Probably one of my favorites that I played. I couldn't really explain why after finishing recording this video, and I still can't explain why 2 weeks later revising the script. Ridesley. I'm writing this like a week after playing it and all I remember is Beret Cult. Navia. I think I like this one. The ending cutscene was a bit okay, but I like how it snowballed into a traitor trying to verbally murder her.
Excuse me?
Okay, I swear that sounded less sadistic in my head. Basically, what I mean to say is that I like how a lot of problems, past and present, all compounded and brought forward some of her self-esteem issues. It's a nice delve into her character. Shanyon. To be honest, while I'm a huge supporter of using the Genshin equivalent of Foon for exploration, I couldn't really care less about Shanyon's character, which is why I was surprised by how much I enjoyed her story quest. I don't know, something about her mothering when it comes to her disciples is really wholesome. But while I really liked the ending cutscene, I feel like it kinda had less to do with Shanyon and more to do with the Traveler. Chiori. It was... okay. Arlecchino. Also one of my favorites I played here. I do enjoy some morally grey characters, the boss fight was badass, and the ending cutscene was probably my favorite out of the lot. Cyno. Clorinde. I liked the whole D&D aspect, that was pretty fun. One question though, what is this story quest really about? Like, it would make sense if it were about Clorinde trying to find her place and purpose in the world after the Marechaussee hunters were no longer needed, except that I feel like she's already found that way before this and seems to have her life kinda sorted. So, is it like a recounting? Is it more about Marechaussee hunters as a whole? Is it about solidifying Clorinde and Navia's friendship? I don't really know. Having said that, after 20 hours and about 3 days, I managed to get about 5,000 primos. So, I guess at this point, there's nothing else to do except pull. Well, that was the most disappointing 30 seconds of my life. And no, that is not what she said. But, there you have it. I guess Clorinde will continue to elude me.
Greetings. I am Clorinde, a champion duelist of the court of Fontaine. If you wish to hire my services, please state the nature of your dispute.
I didn't forget about the chest, shut up.